Hi everyone, my name is Mackenzie and I'm so excited to be giving you a tour of the Finli dashboard today. As a quick refresher, Finli is a platform for small business owners that helps them manage all of the difficult and really time-consuming parts of running a business, like sending out invoices, collecting and following up on payment from customers, keeping track of customer information, acquiring new business and sending out new business proposals, and keeping track of all of your service and product pricing items and inventory. So I'm super excited to be showing you around today. This is what the dashboard looks like over on the left-hand side. You can take a look at the navigation. You can see where you'll go to send out those bills and professional invoices to customers. Quotes are where you can send out proposals and get approval from customers for new business or new projects. Payments are where you collect payments from either invoices or through your pay by link. The pay by link is where custom payments can be sent from customers. So they can set up either recurring payments or one-time payments for a custom amount to your business. Payments are where, as I mentioned, you can see all those payments coming from the pay by link or from your invoices. Customers is our native CRM functionality. You can store secure files, keep track of the status of your customers, all that sort of good stuff. And then pricing items are where you keep track of all of the products and services that you regularly sell to customers and bill them for. And we have some built-in inventory management capabilities in there as well. You can absolutely use Finli for multiple different businesses. I have quite a few examples over here, and it's super easy to switch between accounts. On your dashboard, this is the homepage for your business. When you come in, you'll see an overview of your payments and invoices over the last 30 days, and you can set that to whatever custom date range makes sense for you. And over on this right-hand side, you'll see all of the deposits that have come into your connected bank account. I don't have any at this point in time, but you'll see those show up here, so you can match those up with your bank statements. Cool. So let's get started with creating an invoice. It's a super easy process. All you have to do is add a customer. And you can also add multiple customers, by the way, and create a batch invoice, which will send out invoices to all of those different customers at the same time. You add the items that you want to bill the customer for. You can add any number that you'd like, and we'll get in to be able to customize these in a second. Over on the right-hand side here, you can see that inventory management feature. So I'm not going to add this item because I can see that it's out of stock here, but I do have a few left of these other two. So we'll go ahead and use those for today. Once we get these added, we can customize each item. So I can add a description, I can add any discounts or surcharges to that specific item, and we'll go through and do that for each one of these. I'll do these, I'll add 10 of this one as well. Perfect. So as you can see, these are starting to populate over on the right-hand side here. I can move these around. I can add additional descriptions if I'd like. So you'll see that description pop up under here. Let's say I wanted to add a discount for this really large item. I'll give a new customer discount for that one. You'll see the discount show up over on the right-hand side here. And you'll see that this subtotal is starting to populate. We can also add discounts to the entire order here. So maybe I'll add, a last minute booking surcharge of 5%. I can go ahead and see over on the right-hand side that will apply to the whole total there. Then we can go ahead and set the due date for this invoice. So that's when the payment from the customer will need to be made. And the issue date is when we'd like to send that invoice to this customer. So we'll leave it as today. If this were something that you were billing customers for on a regular basis and wanted to set like a statement period, let's say you were performing services over the course of a month and you wanted to indicate that on the invoice, you can do that here. And then we can also set if we'd like the invoice to be a recurring invoice. So if I want this to repeat every month and always be due on the second, or we signed a 6-month contract, we want to set that here, we can set that up as well. For this one, I'm just going to go ahead and send it as a one-time invoice. I can add an invoice message and go ahead and send this off to these 3 customers. And when we head back to the Invoices tab, you'll see that all 3 of those have been issued. No payments have been made yet, but over on the right-hand side here, we can see if there are any payments. We can send the link for this. We can resend it. We also have the ability to duplicate this invoice and kind of use it as a template to create other invoices. And let me just give you a preview of what this looks like. So this is what the invoice will look like for your customers. You can see that they have the option to pay with either a credit card or a bank account. We can either schedule the payment or pay it today. And then over on the left-hand side here, you'll see all the details of that invoice and your contact information. We can also view the PDF version or download that. And all of this is available right here from within the invoice. From the business's side, when they click into an invoice, over on the right-hand side, you'll see an invoice history populate. So when the customer that you send this invoice to views the invoice, when they issue a payment, if any actions are taken on the invoice, let's say you resend it or you send a receipt, all of those will populate over on the right-hand side here in that invoice history. You also have the ability to edit this invoice before it's paid by your customer. And let's say you collect a payment from a customer outside of Finli, you can record an offline payment. So let's say that Caroline paid via check, and I'll just put that check number here. We can save that, and then this invoice will show as paid. We'll see that payment was made over here on the right-hand side and that it was an offline payment. And if we head over to our payments tab, you'll see that offline payment is right here. Obviously, there wasn't a transaction fee because it was collected offline. And there wasn't a deposit sent date because it was collected outside of Finli, but all the other information is right here. And we can send a receipt to Caroline or download that receipt, or since this is an offline payment that we logged, of course, we can edit that. And since that invoice has been paid, since we logged that offline payment, if Caroline were to come back to the invoice link, she would see that reflected here. So she can view the receipt or download it, print it, or contact our team if she needs to, but she will no longer be able to make payment on this link. So all of those payments that are made on invoices will come into this payments tab and can be managed here. And you'll see that they're separated by the ones that come from invoices and the ones that come from pay by links. So taking a look at that pay by link, this is what it looks like for your customers. And you have a couple different ways that you can share this with them. You have a unique link, which you can customize in your settings. So you can either copy this link and send it to them in a text or email on your own. You can use our text or emailing service, or you also can use a QR code, which you can put on your website or put in a flyer that customers can scan and come to this pay by link where they'll be able to select their own payment amount, select their payment method, and add a little bit of information as to what this payment is for and go ahead and send it right off to you. So this is a way of collecting money outside of the invoicing process. And if you're a nonprofit, you also can turn this into a donation link where you can see all the language is updated to reflect that. Jumping over to our customers tab and taking a look at our built-in CRM here, you'll see that there's a couple different fields that we allow you to track whether customers are active or inactive. You can set custom tags and filter by those tags. And you'll also be able to see whether customers have enrolled in autopay for your business. So if you have customers that are regularly receiving invoices from you, they can opt to enroll in autopay, and Finli will automatically process payments for them for any invoices that come their way. And of course, that can be turned on or off at any time. If we click into each individual customer, you'll be able to customize their information here, their contact information, company name, address. You can create custom tags to organize your customers. And we also have something called a service for. So let's say I was working on a couple different events for Olivia. I can add different projects under her profile. And then on those invoices, I can categorize items under those different projects. So it helps with organization. Let's say I signed any contracts with her or had, previous notes or agreements. I can upload those here securely to store within my Finli profile. And I also can store internal notes from different team members. All of this is collaborative, so you can add multiple different team members to your Finli account, and all of them will be able to access this information. I also can take a look at Olivia's quote and invoice history, or if she has any repeating invoices that are recurring on a regular basis, I can manage those here. I don't have any of those set up for Olivia. I probably should have clicked on a different customer. But if you take a look at Caroline, I know she has quite a few. You'll be able to see all of those right in here. I do want to just dive into recurring invoices really quickly. On the Invoices tab, you'll be able to see which invoices are either one-time or repeat. And within those repeating invoices, you can easily navigate to previous or upcoming ones and be able to see, how many invoices remain in that series, and edit, any of those upcoming ones. Under the pricing items tab, this is where you keep track of all of those regular products and services. And as I mentioned, we have a built-in inventory management feature, which is tied to our invoices. So whenever I send an invoice with an item that has inventory management enabled, we'll go ahead and automatically update your quantity on hand. For each item, you can choose whether you want to track inventory or not and indicate how many you have and at what point you'd like to be notified from Finli that it's time to reorder. So all of those can be made here, and you'll be able to easily see when your last inventory update was made. We also can keep track of any of those regular discounts or surcharges from within this page as well. Last but not least, our other major feature is quote management, and this allows you to send proposals to customers and get their approval before sending them a bill. It's very, very similar to that invoice creation process, just a little bit more simplified. You add a customer, you can add a few items, same thing, any discounts or surcharges, and go ahead and send that off. When a customer approves a quote, like this one, for example, with just the click of a button, you can go ahead and convert that into an invoice that's ready for billing. And I'll just need to set the due date here, which will be Friday, and I'll set the issue date as today. And I can go ahead and send off that invoice since that customer has already agreed to be billed for those items. And there it goes. We have a couple other features that you can manage within your settings. Finli integrates with a few different accounting systems, so you can connect your QuickBooks or other providers right in here. We also have a few settings that you can choose, like the customization of that pay by link. You can select whether you would like your customers to pay a 3% credit card fee or whether you'd like to take that on as a business. ACH payments are always free for customers, but credit card payments do incur a 3% charge. And so if you choose to pass that on to your customers, on their invoices, they'll see that 3% surcharge is added if they choose to pay with a credit card instead of paying with ACH. As I mentioned, the platform is collaborative, so you can add team members who can all work within your Finli account, and you can also manage your subscription within your dashboard as well. We have two options for the subscription, either a monthly plan for $39 a month or an annual plan for $397 a year. We do have a referral program here at Finli, so if you refer any businesses that sign up and get approved for billing on our platform, you will get a free month for each one. Our platform is changing all the time. We're constantly pushing new features and updates, so be sure to check our release notes section of our blog for any updates. I'm regularly posting updated demos, so make sure you're looking at the most recent one. And if you have absolutely any questions about the platform or what's on our product roadmap or anything like that, feel free to reach out to support@finli.com or visit our learning center.